Here are the most notable deaths in the national news during the week of March 2026, as we honor their lives and legacies here at Golden Top Rewind. Record producer and audio engineer Bob Power died March 1, 2026. At the age of 73, he was a two-time Grammy-nominated producer. Wo's meticulous ear helped shape the Sonos identity of hip-hop. Professional wrestler Frankie Cain died March 6, 2026, at the age of 93 years. Cause of death was not publicly confirmed. He was a celebrated figure from the golden era of American professional wrestling, beloved by fans across the country for decades. Cain is being remembered by the wrestling community as a true pioneer of the sport. Wo's charisma and dedication helped build professional wrestling into the cultural institution. Musician Len Gary died March 2, 2026, of pneumonia at the age of 84. He played chest bass for the Quarrymen, the band formed by John Lennon in Liverpool in the 1950s that ultimately evolved into the Beatles. Gary is also being remembered for his lifelong friendship with John Lennon, for reuniting with the Quarrymen in the 1990s and beyond, and for carrying the remarkable story rock and roll's earliest days with warmth and humility for the rest of his life. Author Dan Simmons died March 2, 2026, in Longmont, Colorado, at the age of 77, of complications from a stroke. As confirmed by his family, he was a beloved storyteller who won the Hugo Award for his landmark science fiction novel Hyperion. Simmons is also being remembered for his best-selling historical thriller The Terror, adapted into a critically acclaimed AMC series, and for his debut horror novel Song of Kali. Stephen Hibbert died March 2, 2026, at the age of 65, of a heart attack, as confirmed by his daughter Rosalindo, Rolling Stone, and Fox News Digital. He was best known for his wordless but unforgettable portrayal of the Gimp in Quentin Tarantino's 1994 classic Pulp Fiction. Hibbert is also being remembered as a prolific comedy writer who contributed to 259 episodes of Late Night with David Letterman, and for his work on Boy Meets World, Mad TV, and Austin Powers, The Spy Who Shagged Me. North Dakota State Senator Leighton Fredberg died March 2, 2026, at the age of 92, of complications from Alzheimer's disease. As confirmed by his family, he served in the North Dakota State Legislature for 27 years and was one of the most respected public servants in his state's history. Freborg is also being remembered for building more than 500 homes through his family's Freborg Construction Company, and for the honor of attending a White House dinner with President Ronald Reagan. NBA player Frank Booker died March 2, 2026, at the age of 61. A cause of death has not been publicly confirmed. Selected in the 1987 NBA draft by the New Jersey Nets, he went on to build a remarkable overseas career. Booker is being remembered as a three-time scoring champion and four-time All-Star in the Iceland Basketball League, where he became one of the most dominant players of his era. Wu-Tang Clan died 1 week earlier on February 24, 2026, of pancreatic cancer at the age of 52. He was a visionary architect of one of hip-hop's greatest legacies, co-founding Wu-Tang Clan and helping finance and produce their landmark debut album Enter the Re. Wu-Tang 36 Chambers, ranked among the greatest albums ever recorded by Rolling Stone magazine. Grant is also being remembered as the founder of Wu-Wear Navajo Nation. Leader Rex Lee Jim died March 2, 2026, at the age of 63. A cause of death has not been publicly confirmed. He served as vice president of the Navajo Nation from 2003 to 2015, becoming one of the most prominent Native American leaders of his generation. Jim is also being remembered as a celebrated Navajo poet and cultural ambassador who dedicated his life to preserving the language, traditions, and identity of the Navajo people. football coach Lou Holtz, died March 4, 2026, in Orlando, Florida, at the age of 89. Surrounded by all four of his children, he had been in hospice care since January 2026, and a specific cause of death was not disclosed by his family. He was the legendary head coach of Notre Dame, where he led the Fighting Irish to a perfect 1-2-0 season and a national championship hat, the 1989 Fiesta Bowl. Holtz is also being remembered for 249 career college wins, his induction into the College Football Hall of Fame, his long career as an ESPN analyst, and the Presidential Medal of Freedom he received in 2020. He earned a commission as a field artillery officer in the U.S. Army Reserve. Civil rights leader Reverend Bernard Lafayette Jr. died on the morning of March 5, 2026, of a heart attack at the age of 85. It's confirmed by his son Bernard Lafayette Iedo, the Associated Press. He was a towering figure in the American civil rights movement. Green Bay Packers president and CEO Bob Harlan died March 6, 2026, at the age of 89. As confirmed by the Green Bay Packers organization, a cause of death was not publicly disclosed. He transformed the MF's LCMO's celebrated franchises during his 19-yard Newer. Talent manager Sandy Wernick died March 6, 2026, in Rancho Mirage, California, at the age of 86. A cause of death was not publicly confirmed. He was one of Hollywood's most respected managers, best known for discovering Adam Sandler at the age of 22 and guiding his career for nearly 4 decades. Wernick is also being remembered as co-creator and executive producer of HBO's Def Comedy Jam, a producer on beloved films like Happy Gilmore, Roman Catholic Bishop Timothy A. McDonald, March 6, 2026, at the age of 88 of cancer, as confirmed by the Diocese